We will begin by swearing in the current president-elect and vice president-elect, Matthew Almendras and Michael Fernandez. If you could please join me up here. Okay, and repeat after me, holding your right hand up. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the students of the University of Illinois at Chicago.
I will support and defend the students of the University of Illinois Chicago.
That I will serve the students faithfully and truthfully.
I will serve the students faithfully and truthfully.
And that I will uphold, protect, and preserve the Constitution
That I will uphold, protect, and preserve the Constitution
and standing rules of the undergraduate student government. All right, thank you. I am now pleased to introduce USG President Matthew Almendras, who will be giving a short speech.
UIC community, fellow students, stand here today humbled by the task before us, grateful for the trust you bestowed, mindful of the diligence of those before and around us. This past week, we have been marking the beginning of a new academic year in the young history of the University of Illinois Chicago. From the freshman to senior, every student is transitioning to a new chapter of their lives. Professionally, from a break, we're here to take one step closer to achieving our ambitions. Every single one of us came to this university with a dream. For some, that may be to become a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer. Maybe you're an entrepreneur who wants to start your own business. No matter the goal, as the undergraduate student government, we remain committed to our mission of supporting the educational journey our students embark on. Because it's not easy to be a student. We know this. We bear much anxiety over keeping a well-rounded balance between our many responsibilities. Higher education affordability continues to rise, and life outside of college requires many skills not always learned in courses. But the undergraduate student government is devoted to improve student mental health, advocate for affordable education, and promote student success academically and professionally. This job is not easy. It never was and never will be. It'll take our collective effort to make these small changes necessary and the big changes possible. But here I tell you, it is possible. The undergraduate student government holds this commitment, not because this institution was established to represent students, but because we recognize that this is our generation that will become the world's future leaders. But as we take the mantle of responsibility, we realize that the future is no distant from us, and that there are clouds of uncertainty. Viruses persist to plague us. The cost of living is rising, and it seems that every part of the world is becoming more and more polarized. These challenges befriend us as students, who will inherit these issues as the world's future leaders. But I assure my fellow students to not be intimidated. There's no better time to be an advocate and take action than today and onward. There's not a better time to take charge of the direction our world takes. Again, this is no easy task. But UIC does not call its students flames because we dim away from adversity. We are called flames because we shine brightest in fall darkness. So UIC community and fellow students, as we move forward with this academic year, let's have confidence in our own merits. Let's have confidence in each other. Let's have confidence in the good faith of mankind. Let's unite and empower each other. Thank you. Let's have a good year ahead.
The next order of business is approval of cabinet officer nominations. I'm call your name, please join me up here. I would like to welcome Chief of Staff Abigail Coutinho, Treasurer Quinn Bassa, Secretary Dania Pineda, Student Success Chair Mahanor Murtaza, Public Affairs Chair Kemi Chidori, Legislative Affairs Chair Jair Alvarez, Diversity and Inclusion Chair Manas Tumu, Campus Life Chair Felix Celestino, and Graphic Designer Zaina Al-Amani. And I will be swearing you all in. So please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the students of the University of Illinois at Chicago.
That I will support and defend the students of the University of Illinois at Chicago.
That I will serve students faithfully and truthfully.
That I will serve students faithfully and truthfully.
That I will uphold, protect, and preserve
That I will uphold, protect, and preserve
the Constitution and standing rules of the undergraduate student government.
the Constitution and standing rules of the undergraduate student government.
All right, thank you. Thank you everyone for coming. We will now move on to the nomination and appointment of the Mental Health Coalition Chair.
Hi everyone, so this is a new part of our undergraduate student government that was formed last year under our former Vice President Arthur and Speaker of the House Michelle. And as Vice President, it's my duty to nominate the Director of the Mental Health Coalition for next year. And I would like to nominate Michelle, the Speaker of the House, to lead the Mental Health Coalition.
I accept. All right.
Yay, congratulations, Michelle.
So I'd like to come to motion, 10-minute recess.
All right, there has been a motion to recess for 10 minutes. Is there a second? All those in favor of recessing for 10 minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
All that oppose, please say nay. Does anyone abstain? Okay. We will recess for 10 minutes.
How's everyone doing? I'm hungry. I had lunch like a long time ago. Do you need more space, by the way?
Oh
By
no,
your
I
way?
don't.
Everything's so close. Do you want to Huh? Do you want to I hate these chairs. We're like literally connected with each other.
Any of you, do you have
And- Oh, there we go.
I found her.
Okay, the next order of business is roll call. May we please commence roll call?
Yes. Hello. Student trustee Hawk. President Almendras.
Present.
Vice President Fernandez.
Present.
Chief of Staff Patino.
Here.
Speaker of the House Joe.
Present.
Treasurer Basta.
Present.
Graphic designer El Ramahi.
Present.
Chairperson Thumu. Chairperson Chidari.
Here.
Chairperson Murtaza.
Present.
Chairperson Alvarez.
Present.
Chairperson Celestino. Representative Beltran. Representative Cruz. Representative Cordova. Representative Slaughter. Representative Nguyen. Representative Saadi. Representative Ali. Representative Omani. And Representative El Adwan.
Present.
Roll call start.
Thank you. The next order of business is reading and approval of the minutes. I do have no minutes. This is the first meeting. So the next order of business is reading and approval of the agenda. Please take this time to read over the agenda. Are there any corrections to the agenda? If not, then the agenda will stand as approved. Next order of business is public comment. Is there any public comment? If not, we will move on to the next order of business, which is guest speakers. We do not have any guest speakers. So we move on to the next order of business, which is old business. We do not have old business, so we will move on to the next order of business, which is new business. First, we have resolution 2022 F1-1100. Can we please have Matthew Almendras present this resolution, please?
So this is resolution 2022 F 1100, resolution code act 2022. Whereas the undergraduate student government writes resolutions to introduce ESG events and legislation, implement programs and recommend changes to UIC policy, and whereas the standing resolution codes are organized by position, and whereas this current organizational structure holds little organizational value, then let it be resolved that the current resolution codes will be updated to be organized to the theme of the resolution as shown. Then let it be further resolved that the new resolution code act of 2022 will be effective immediately after passing.
Thank you, Matthew. Are there any questions or comments? Below the resolution, see the new codes and explanations. An example of resolutions. If not, we will be voting on this resolution next week. The next order of business, or the next resolution is resolution 2022 F1-400. We have public affairs chair Kemby present this, please.
Whereas the undergraduate student government is an organization for the students and would like to promote this organization by printing high-quality flyers and brochures to be used during the involvement fair to benefit recruitment and draw interest, then let it be resolved that the undergraduate student government will purchase 200 copies of beneficial flyers and 200 copies of promotional brochures from the UIC Digital and Creative Services for a total that is currently an unspecified amount, but I motion to make an amendment.
There's been a motion to amend resolution 2022 F1-400. Go ahead.
I would like to amend the part that says that is currently an unspecified amount to $198.68.
$198.68.
Yes.
Yes. There's been a motion to amend resolution 2022 F1-400 to say 1968. $198.68 instead of unspecified amount. Is there a second?
I second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All that opposed, please say nay. Is anyone abstaining? If not, then the amendment has passed. Any questions or comments regarding this resolution? If not, we'll be voting on this next week. All right, the next order of business is items for discussion, and our first item for discussion is Chick-fil-A's presence on campus. Felix, would you like to present this, please?
So, for those of you who know, or might not know, I'm a part of the RFP committee for the university, kind of reviewing the dining services here on campus. And as talks happened last year within the student government of why Chick-fil-A is on campus still, even though they've had history of homophobic practices. I just kind of want to open the floor now that Chick-fil-A's contract is up for review, with deciding whether or not the university is going to have them for the next decade. So I want to open the floor to kind of see what everyone's thoughts and ideas are, because there will be a certain point where I am not able to ask those types of questions. So if you, anyone in this room have any thoughts or opinions, greatly.
Are there any comments regarding this issue? How do we, because I know you said before that they didn't think it was an issue because students didn't speak up, or they alleged said that students didn't speak up. How do we show that students don't agree with this?
So I was thinking there might be some options that the student government might do. So writing up a letter basically in solidarity with the Gender and Sexuality Center and the Chancellor's Committee on LGBTQ people. So they ultimately, I had a meeting with them prior. It's within my officer report, but I met with them last week and they basically told me that when Chick-fil-A was initially brought on campus, there was little conversation about the implications on the LGBT community here on campus. So they initially, the university system was going to put it in UIS, but they protested and they basically said no to Chick-fil-A. Then this went to UIUC and then they also said no. And then they just dumped Chick-fil-A onto UIC's campus ultimately. So when that process was happening, it was the summer of around 2017. So there wasn't enough students on campus to advocate for themselves. And once the university committed to this contract, there was conversation here and there, as you all might hear throughout passing, but there was no unified movement. So with that historical context, the people who are affected by this decision were never brought into the conversation or to the table, or if they were not in a capacity where they are able to advocate for themselves enough. So there was a lot of movement when it comes to people who are in power. So the associate director of the Gender and Sexuality Center was Alan McLean. So at the time, and then previous director no longer works here. So it's just like all those things are consistently moving. So there's like ultimately everyone just throws up their hands and they're like, I don't know. So that's why I feel like the student government needs to have a position on this, or when there is a greater movement on this issue.
Thank you. Any other comments? Yes?
How long is it under review for?
So the RFPs are currently being made. So an RFP is basically a contract or kind of like a model of what the university is, their demographic or size, and kind of presenting that to potential bidders. So that's currently being worked on. So when that RFP is released, then there's a period of time where the bidders, the potential vendors, put in their bid, and then each committee person does their own individual analysis of the vendor, and then it comes to a committee decision. So that's all going to happen within this year. So within the next couple of weeks. And right now the plan is that the university is looking to ask Chick-fil-A to come back. So there's three options. There's one where the university doesn't want a particular vendor. One where the university is indifferent and they want the vendor to kind of argue the case on what they should stay. And then the third one is that they have plans to keep that vendor. So Chick-fil-A is the highest revenue restaurant. University has about $1 million invested to the actual infrastructure of Chick-fil-A.